I wish you could see the setup that I have. It is like, it is my bed, right? Then it's a laptop box. Oh. I'm very glad I haven't sent her something then.
It would be so funny if you did and be like, just like, oh my god.
Put your phone on silent! We know how we're starting this episode. Hi, I'm Stacy Queen.
And I'm Ellawarra.
And welcome to the Diva Dolls Pod.
The pod where we discuss the then, now, and forever of women's wrestling within the WWE.
Ew.
Ew. Ow. Oh. Oh. Sorry. It's just all my beauty hurts. This look that I'm in now is like, I feel like quintessential Wollongong beachy girl in this look.
Like you just washed up.
Yeah, like
sorry, you're washed up.
Fuck off. Honestly,
how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you?
I'm so good.
You went to a wedding last night? Was it a wedding?
It was an engagement party.
Engagement party. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, on a Wednesday?
Well, to break the fourth wall, we are recording this on Anzac Day. Rip to our diggers. Of all the things I thought we'd discuss today, I did not think Ellawarra doing a version of the last post would be on that list.
We'll get cancelled and this will be our last post.
This will be it. This is our last post.
But yes,
but no, it was an engagement party. It was an engagement party because I don't think they're going to be having a wedding. Well, I mean, they will be having a wedding, but if they do have a wedding, it's going to be small.
Yes, and in true WWE fashion, something will fall from the ceiling or Kane will pop out of something and it will end in disaster.
Exactly. So they made the very wise decision of just keeping it light.
Yeah, I love that. That's really cute. And I love that there was like, the scene was there. Was it like a gay couple or a lesbian couple?
No.
Oh, because I saw like a few people, like all the Mary's girls were there.
Yeah. The bride-to-be is a DJ who used to work at Mary's Poppin', and she's the one that trained me.
Oh, I love that. Well, congratulations to the newly engaged couple on there.
Yes, Miss DJ Polly Pocket. We live, we love.
I love that. What a fierce name, Polly Pocket.
Yeah. What about you? What were you out doing last night? I saw you were looking quite gorgeous, actually.
I was wearing this.
No, but the mug last night. Not that this mug is bad. But last night's mug was...
Yeah, yesterday I really wanted to test myself. And I was like, I've been doing this little like smoky eye ever since I came out 9 months ago. And I was like, let's see if I could still know how to use an eyeliner and do drag. So I tested myself and it turned out really good. I was like, this is fierce. So
I really needed to sneeze.
That's what you think about my good makeup.
Yeah. It's something to sneeze at.
Something to sneeze at. Yeah, but I feel like it turned out quite fierce. And I was like, you know what? If I need to beat a mug, I can still beat a mug.
Yeah.
I haven't lost it.
Well, the makeup skills.
Well, yeah, I haven't lost the makeup
Mentally, skills. You've lost it.
Definitely lost it. I don't know if that's offensive or is war offensive? I don't know. We went overseas and killed a whole bunch of people. Is that like...
You can't spell Ellawarra without war.
That is so true. Because I'm the warriest. Girl, I don't know.
I don't know either. We are here to talk about everything that happened in 1999 leading up to the St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view. This episode is going to be a little bit of a clusterfuck.
Yes! It's very much like we're knitting, and all the strings are all the divas that are just intertwining and doing shit with each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of different storylines all happening. It's very everything everywhere all at once. It's all happening.
Yeah. I loved our opening segment that we had when they were like backstage. It was like Pat Patterson and Joe Briscoe, and they had
Yeah.
a salt shaker that said saltpeter on it.
Yes.
And they were like putting it in water, and they're like, "Big Boss Man, drink it, drink it." And I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
Can we get fact check Ellawarra on the case? Because
Yeah.
I meant to Google what the fuck saltpeter was, and
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh, you know what it is?
What?
Do you remember when the Big Boss Man killed, cooked, and fed Al Snow his own dog?
Yeah.
The salt is the ashes of the dog. Yes.
What?
So I don't know why it said saltpeter on it, because the dog's name was Pepper. So maybe it's just a play on like pepper and salt. I don't know, but
Surely not.
that's what it says here. When I type in WWF saltpeter Big Boss Man, it comes up with like
No,
everything
but what
about
if you
the
just search saltpeter?
just saltpeter.
Yeah.
A common food preservative and additive fertilizer and oxidizer for fireworks and rockets.
That makes more sense.
Why? Does that make more sense?
Something to
Go eat this rocket fuel and you'll win your match.
I don't know. I don't know. They were on something in
Yeah.
1999.
They were
Maybe they snorted a bit of that saltpeter.
Yeah, they were on bath fucking salts. That's what they were on. Anyway, well, that happened. They were drinking salt pepper in water in like the red party cups backstage. Don't know what the fuck was going on there. We have a lot of Debra in this episode.
Yeah, so the reason why they're being fed the saltpeter, fed, is that the right word? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's because Debra, the cheeky little minx, has been distracting all the men
Yes,
with
she has.
her good looks, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is gonna sound awful, but like I'm looking at Debra. I don't see it. Like, granted, I'm not attracted to women, so it's not for me to see. But I'm looking at her. I'm like,
Yeah, and I think if you like line them all up, you would be like, I want a Jackie. I want a
yeah,
Sable.
yeah.
Oh, actually, I feel like Debra would get picked before a Luna, so she's not at the back of the line.
Sure, but I don't think she's the most irresistible
Yeah, I
thing
think
in the world.
for this role she's been given, I think they needed somebody a bit more sexual acting kind of vibe.
She says there is no man who can resist the temptation of Debra in an interview with Kevin Kelly.
Oh, is
And
that
who
who it
shouldn't-
is? Kevin Kelly.
Yes,
I
Kelly
thought it
Kelly's
was-
dad.
I thought. Fuck off.
That's his job. His job is father to Kelly Kelly.
I thought it was Mark Lloyd because it looked like that guy that was in the backstage segment with The Rock, and he was like, "Oh, it's me, it's Mark Lloyd, it's the gay guy. Shut up." Turns out Kevin Kelly. Who the fuck was Mark Lloyd? I need to look him up.
Fact check Ellawarra. Here we go.
Mark Lloyd. He was like this other skinny guy with like spiky hair. He was further on. Anyways, Kelly's father, Kevin
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes, Mr. Kelly. Kelly's dad is having a good old chat with Debra.
Yes.
Debbie. Debo.
Debo.
Then Mark Henry interrupts, but essentially copies what she said. Said
Yeah.
that no one can resist the temptation of sexual chocolate.
Yeah.
And also said purple and red can lead us to bed.
When he said that, I was like, you better fucking work. And we get a glimpse of purple and red later on in this episode. Somebody's wearing purple. No, somebody's wearing red with a purple accessory. I'm not too sure.
Yes. No. It is at the end of this episode.
There you go.
When you said purple accessory, I was like, what the? And I was like, oh, yeah, I know. And trust me, that's in my notes as well. But we will get to that.
But then we move on, and there's a tag team title match with the Big Boss Man and Ken Shamrock versus Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart with Debra.
Yes. And as they're coming to the ring announcer says that this match has a 60-minute
time limit. How? Like, it's not an Iron Man match. They're not going for that long.
And since when has a match on Raw in 1999 gone over 6 minutes?
Very that. I think there's a reason they stopped including that in the intros of a match.
Like, I want to know, this isn't a fact check Ellawarra moment, but I want to know, was there ever a storyline where, like, a match couldn't be, like, completed within the time limit and then that became part of the story? That would have been good. But, what?
Yeah, I don't think that ever happened. So, anyway, as we will see in this match, and is a common occurrence throughout this whole episode, the match ends with a distraction from Debra on the outside, who decides to remove her clothes. She just wants to get a kid off and ends up distracting them.
Yeah, she starts rubbing up on Big Boss Man. In my notes, I have him listed as BBM.
Brazilian Butt Man.
He has Brazilian.
God rest his soul, because Owen Hart is in this match, and the original Blue Blazer comes out and hits Ken Shamrock with the guitar, which I'm pretty sure, I don't think I need a fact check, I'm pretty sure Owen Hart passes away whilst being the Blue Blazer.
Yes, but Owen is the original Blue Blazer.
Oh, okay. So it just swaps people every now and then. Like the Los Conquistadores.
I don't think so. But I think at the time Owen was like, it's not me. I'm not the Blue Blazer. It can't be me. Which is why a person of color comes down dressed as the Blue Blazer and interferes.
Yeah.
And then I think it's Jerry Lawler who says on commentary, that's not the Blue Blazer, that's the Black and Blue Blazer.
Not that. I wonder who was in the outfit. What date was this Raw?
Terrific. I'm so glad you asked. It was the 25th of January, 1999.
I guess we'll never know. If there's a listener out there that knows, let us know.
Is there a Blue Blazer page on, like, a fan wiki? I'm now looking.
You're like, I need to know.
Coco Beware.
Oh, that would make sense. Anyway, now we know that Coco Beware, dressed as the Blue Blazer, enters, hits Ken Shamrock with the guitar whilst the referee is distracted. Then Owen Hart pins Ken Shamrock, and Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett become the new WWF Tag Team Champions.
Yes. So happy for them.
Debra stripping with the assist.
Yeah. Can we perhaps come up with a catchphrase or a code word perhaps for this occasion happening?
Or when a female superstar distracts somebody for a win.
I was going to say specifically Debra for the sake of this episode, because it will happen quite a bit.
There's nothing that rhymes with Debra. I typed in Debra. I came up with tempura.
Look, we don't have to come up with something.
I can't think of anything on the spot.
No. Debra debauchery.
Debra's debauchery.
Yeah.
Debra commits a debauchery yet again.
Yeah.
Taking her clothes off at ringside to distract a referee.
Debaucherous behaviour.
Debaucherous. Debaucherous. That's debaucherous. The debris left behind from that guitar.
Yes.
Stupid.
Well, later in the episode, PMS take D'Lo Brown shopping.
To a Walgreens. It's to a Walgreens.
I'm so glad you picked that up because I did not. So this is a continuation from our last episode where D'Lo Brown unfortunately caused Terri to miscarry her child. So now Terri and Jackie are now essentially torturing D'Lo Brown for this accident.
They're like, you need to run errands for us. Go in and buy it. Go in and buy it. And it's not even that bad. He goes in to buy what? Tampons?
Yes.
Tampons. But it's so funny because he goes to the counter and he's got his hood on and he's trying to be all discreet. He's like, yeah, just these, just these, just these. And then they're like, we need a price check. We need a price check on the Kotex. On the Kotex, a price check. And he's like, no. And then everyone's like, are you D'Lo Brown? Are you D'Lo? D'Lo Brown is not that popular. I'm so sorry. There is not 5 employees working at a Walgreens noticing D'Lo Brown purchasing tampons at a Kotex.
And he's like, no, that's my cousin.
Yeah, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. We look the same. Stupid. So stupid.
But again, 1999, men are ashamed to be buying tampons.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
There's nothing more embarrassing.
Yes, he looked like the men that come into the adult store that I work at that come in to buy the boner pills.
Ooh.
They come in and they're like, 2 pills. And then they throw the money at you and run away. All right, so later in that episode, Val Venis debuts his latest production. Now, on the screen, it's called Sister Act, but he calls it Saving Ryan's Privates.
Yes.
And for those of you who watched the episode last week, you will know that Ryan is Ken Shamrock's sister.
Yes.
So he's going in to save her privates. And the scene starts and Val Venis is in the shower block of I'm assuming it's at the arena or some kind of gym or fitness facility. And he gets in the shower and he looks at her and looks back at the camera and goes, that's one sweet sister. And then that's it. That's it. And then
I have to say, shit films.
Terrible.
Like
Gold Dust was making better films.
Yeah, Val Venis is meant to be this like excellent adult entertainer. But like, what did he do? He stood there in a towel, said hello to some bloke, and then went and joined that bloke's sister in the shower. The end.
That's one sweet sister.
I didn't see any cock and balls.
No cock and or balls were seen, but he did save Ryan's privates.
Allegedly, we didn't see it.
We did not see it. Imagine if there was like full-on extended editions on Pornhub. Him just railing her.
Imagine that though, like if someone were to have that character today, but like be an OnlyFans creator.
I'd want it to be Austin Theory.
Obviously.
With his phone. Is that a good one, Vince?
Well, then Val Venis has a match with Test, and Test is a new character to our world, which does mean Ellawarra, career counselor. What is Test's job?
He is a teacher at a high school. And he loves a pop quiz. He loves to put those kids to the test.
Yeah, he does.
So dumb, so stupid. But yeah, they have a match.
During the match with Test, Ken Shamrock comes down to the ring and attacks Val Venis with a chair.
Oh, yes.
And causes a disqualification, which then leads us to the final match of this episode of Raw. It's been a lot, but we have Triple H versus The Rock in a I Quit match for the WWF Championship, and obviously Chyna is at ringside with Triple H. Towards the end of the match, Triple H is about to pedigree The Rock through the announce table when the corporation comes to the ring, because The Rock is part of the corporation. For those who are watching / listening that don't know what the corporation was, they were essentially a group of wrestlers who were affiliated with Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon, who owned / ran the WWF at the time. And it was very much like, we are the authority figures, we run the place.
They were the original authority.
Yeah. As Triple H is about to pedigree The Rock through the table, there's a whole group of people who are with the corporation in the ring. Test is there, Kane is there, other people are there, Big Boss Man, sorry, Big Brazilian Butt Man. And Kane is about to chokeslam Chyna.
Yes.
In the ring. I can't remember who was on the mic. It might have been Shane, but is essentially saying, Triple H, if you don't quit, Kane will chokeslam Chyna.
Yeah.
So Triple H quits, and Chyna is saved.
Yes.
So Triple H rushes the ring and starts laying out everyone in the corporation till it's just Triple H, Kane, and Chyna left in the ring.
And then we get everyone's classic moment in a relationship on WWE television when the girl turns on the boy. And while he turns around and looks at the corporation walking away, she goes with a big low blow, smack right in the nuts, and turns on Triple H and joins the corporation.
Yeah. And Mr. McMahon comes down to the ring and awkwardly hugs Chyna.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I don't want to fuck this one, so I'll just awkwardly hug her.
And Chyna's just like...
Yeah, it's very that. But then she cuts a promo.
She certainly does. That is the next week on Heat.
On Heat.
The 31st of January. It's essentially her welcome party to the corporation.
Yeah. And she says that Vince paid off Chyna to join the corporation. And they appreciate her unlike DX did, because she was the one that was she was the main force behind DX, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly. And she said that after the Royal Rumble, Vince McMahon said, "We appreciate you." And she said, "I can buy and sell you DX like a bunch of cheap whores."
There are so many in the next, like this and the next episode, there's so many like $2 whore this, whore that.
Yep.
A lot. Even the R word was dropped a couple times.
God, we'll get to that.
Yeah. But then after she goes on her little tirade about being paid off to join the corporation, DX comes out and says, no, and Triple H says, no matter how bad you wanted a set, you could never get him. You're nothing but a $2 whore.
Yep. For you, it's all about the money because you're nothing more than a $2 whore.
Yep. And then X-Pac grabs the microphone and says that he's going to shove Shane McMahon's silver spoon up his ass. And then, in the most anticlimactic way possible, Chyna grabbed the microphone and said, "I've got one word for you, corporate." And the crowd was crickets.
Yep.
She did not deliver that
line. One
line.
word for you, corporate.
Corporate. It wasn't, because I got one word for ya, corporate. No, it was just corporate.
I mean, she literally said, like, "Oh, it's so nice to finally have an opportunity to talk."
Yeah,
And then we all found out why she hasn't been speaking.
yeah. I think her braces were getting in the way. She still had a full mouth
Does
of
she still
metal.
have the braces?
Yeah, on the bottom. So she's like trying to talk like this, I think, to try and like cover them. So her mouth looks a bit weird.
Right.
But I could see the shine coming through. But I
Right.
think somehow during that interaction, the cage match between Triple H and Kane was set up.
Yes, for tomorrow night on Raw.
Yeah.
But before we get to Raw, we have a match of Jeff Jarrett with Debra against the big Brazilian butt man.
And this match again ends in a big Debra debauchery.
It does. Before we get to that, though, as they're making their way to the ring, Shane McMahon says, "The puppies are on the loose."
The puppies are on the loose. But yeah, the match is happening, and Debra tries to distract the big boss man, but the big boss man ends up picking up the win. He doesn't get distracted enough for JJ to get the win. Deborah's not
Debra
happy
did
about
not do enough debauchery.
it. No, not enough debauchery. She put in 50%
Yeah.
this time. She didn't get a
Big
tits out.
Brazilian butt man gets the
Yeah.
win and attacks Jeff Jarrett with his nightstick.
Yes, nightstick versus guitar. Honestly, I'd be more scared of a nightstick. They're really hard.
Yeah. Well, before we go to Raw tomorrow night, do you want to go to a break?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's take a break. And we are back from our little girls' break. Little
Yeah.
girls' break?
A little girl's break.
Because we're just little girls.
We had a meeting in the ladies' room. Do, 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 do. Something home soon.
We'll be back real soon.
You're a DJ. You know the words to every song.
Yeah, sure. Really that.
But yes, we are back, and it is Monday Night Raw.
Yes, the very 1st of February, 1999. So we've already rushed through the entire first month of 1999, and you know what? It felt so quick.
It did. It felt so quick, and
It flew by.
yeah. And we've got Shane McMahon in the ring, while the cage is lowering because the week before we set up the Triple H versus Kane steel cage match, and I think Shane wanted to be like dramatic and do a promo in the cage and be like, "This is what it's going to be like."
This is a preview.
Yes, but then as the cage is lowering, X-Pac is on the top, which Shane doesn't see, and then it cuts away to a backstage segment of DX taking out the corporation.
Yeah, so I think Shane thinks that the corporation is taking out DX,
Yeah,
when in reality, it's the other way around.
it is.
So X-Pac is there, just chilling, top of the cage.
Chilling. And then the cage lands down, and then X-Pac jumps from the top and starts beating down on Shane. But then our girlie comes to the rescue, proving herself to the corporation, and gets in the cage. And Chyna low blows X-Pac.
Of course, it's a woman attacking a man. It's got to be a low blow.
Classic move. You've got to hit him right in the nuts. My note says Chyna enters for the third night in China and low blows X-Pac.
Ay, ay, ay. Certainly not the first time I've seen Chyna blow X-Pac.
No, at all.
And then they show the Super Bowl ad because this is when that's happening.
Yeah, it's February.
It's
I wonder who the halftime show was in 1999.
It was The Rock versus Mankind.
Oh, there wasn't like a
Heat.
There wasn't like an act?
No, there was. I'm just being a dickhead.
Oh, I was going to say. Wait, let's have a look. Gloria Estefan and Stevie Wonder.
Perfect.
And Big Bad Voodoo Daddy were the halftime show.
I love that.
Yep.
Do you know who Gloria Estefan is?
Sure.
Sing one of her songs.
Glory, Gloria Estefana.
You would know Gloria Estefan. Come, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself
I was
any
getting to
longer.
that part.
Or, can you help me duck the beat? Duck, duck, duck,
Oh,
duck,
I
duck the
love that
beat.
song.
Yeah.
She's Cuban.
So Gloria Estefan comes to the ring.
Come on, shake your body, come on, do that conga.
D'Lo Brown is coming to the ring for a match, accompanied by some pretty mean sisters, Terri
Yeah.
and Jackie.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if you picked this up or not, but I think Jacqueline might have the lowest ponytail I've ever seen on a person ever.
Very low. It's like it's on her butt. That's how low it is.
Yeah.
Low.
Yeah. And she's got long hair. And it's just like I'll just tie it at the end.
Yeah. But they cut a promo and is it Terry says we need to teach a pig another lesson.
Yeah.
And then D'Lo says he's getting tired of their crap.
Yeah,
and then
he says
Jackie says, "We're not done with you yet." So funny. And then Terry wants D'Lo to beat up the big boss man. So the big boss man comes down for a match.
Yeah, so Terry is on the mic and says that the big boss man called her a bitch and now D'Lo is gonna make him his.
Yeah. But they've got other plans. They have
They
have an
do.
ulterior motive during this match. Because you would think that they were gonna distract the big boss man for D'Lo to get the win.
Yeah, like at the start of the match, D'Lo is literally saying, "I don't want to do this."
Yeah.
To the big
Very
Brazilian
much
butt
that.
man.
But PMS ends up distracting D'Lo, and then the big boss man gets the win.
Yeah.
And then, as in our last throwback episode, they do the they giggle and they run away like little schoolgirls.
Yeah. But luckily, as big Brazilian butt man is beating up D'Lo with his nightstick, Mark Henry makes the save.
Yes. But we find out some very interesting information in a backstage segment with Mark and D'Lo when they go back to the trainer's room for D'Lo to get some medical attention because of this beatdown.
Mark Henry says, "These girls gonna get you killed. The ring is no place for a pregnant lady."
Yeah. And then the doctor goes, "A pregnant lady? I did the checks on Terry. She was never pregnant."
And this doctor has the worst accent I have ever heard.
What even was the accent trying to be?
The doctor is like, "Terri Reynolds, she was not ever pregnant."
I examined her. I know she was not pregnant.
I love Terri Reynolds.
Terri Reynolds.
Terri Reynolds. I did the test.
I did the test. It's like he's trying to be like Italian or something.
Yeah.
I did the test.
And D'Lo even says, "Don't you kayfabe me." And I was like, "Ooh."
Oh. So we find out that it's been a big lie all along, and they've been using D'Lo to do their dirty little tricks when she didn't even lose a baby. All for nothing. She owes an apology to a lot of people. She tried to make Val think it was his. She tried to make Goldust think it was his. I think at some point, Mark Henry, it was his.
Yeah.
And
now D'Lo.
Now D'Lo. And they've had enough. They have had enough.
Well, to close out this episode of Monday Night Raw, we have a steel cage match. Triple H versus Kane.
Yes, we do.
Towards the climax of the match, X-Pac interferes and... What? Why are you laughing?
Climax. Climax.
You literally work in a sex shop.
I know, and I think it's so funny when people come in and are really honest with me.
When they come in to buy their dick pills, you...
You can't get hard on your own.
Loser.
Yes, at the climax of the match, as normal, when there is a women's wrestler at ringside, They will interfere.
Yeah, Chyna runs in to try and stop Triple H from winning, and he kicks her.
Yeah, he does. He kicks the shit out of her.
And Triple H wins.
Fierce.
And Kane is not happy.
No.
No.
He's not a happy chappy.
But he goes to attack them, and Chyna says, Kane, stop.
Stop it, Kane.
And she says there'll be a match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and says, Happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart.
Because you can't have Valentine's Day without the V or the D.
I think we just found our thumbnail. God.
What do we got next?
It is Heat on the 7th of February. We have a match between the Godfather and Ken Shamrock. Mid-match, Val Venis appears on screen, and he is breathing quite heavily. And he says, I'm in the zone, and I'm about to lose control. And then Ryan Shamrock just slowly appears as if she has been as if she's been filleting him.
Yeah. She was veiling his Venus.
She certainly was.
Yeah.
And Ken runs straight to the back. Like, he's like, fuck this match.
I gotta go save my sister.
Yeah. So he runs to the back, and we find out that he does indeed beat up Val Venis right where he was getting his Venus valved.
Yeah.
And Ryan's like, stop it, I love him.
I love him. She's in love.
Everyone's in love with Val Venis.
It's been like 2 weeks. It's the deep voice. Hello, ladies.
Well, he's a professional. He knows what he's doing.
He did save Ryan's privates, so... Well, later on Heat, we have Sable entering, and I am obsessed with the way that she walks through the ring holding her belt as if it's an expensive handbag.
Yes!
Yeah, it's not around the waist, it's not on the shoulder, It is in the hand, dangling down near the waist/knee thigh area.
Yep.
And it's a handbag.
She says, no, I will not carry this like a championship.
No, it's got to be an accessory. But she goes down on commentary while...
wearing a gorgeous gown.
Gorgeous gowns. The gowns are gorgeous. And Jackie and Terri come out. Terri's at ringside for a match between Jackie and Luna.
Yes, for the #1 contendership to the Women's Championship.
Yeah, like this is the #1 contenders match, but this match is about nothing but the commentary. They don't even commentate the match. At one point in the commentary, they're like, "Should we talk about the match?" We're just chatting about Sable the whole time.
Shane and Sable are just squabbling the entire time.
Yeah.
When Luna comes to the ring, though, she's wearing a tailcoat.
Yeah.
I'm very confused at what her character is at this point, because I kind of understood when she was with the Oddities, she was like this oddball character. And then she went a bit crazy when she turned on the Oddities and turned on Sable. Yeah. And now, a month later, I mean, we'll see more in the next episode next week. But she's now a face, and what?
I don't even know. I don't even know what Sable is. Is she a face or a heel? What is like?
She at this point, she's a face. But she might be turning heel soon. Maybe next week.
Yes. But yes, during this match, D'Lo gets some revenge on Jackie and Terri.
Mm-hmm.
And D'Lo comes down And I think in our series of episodes now, this is the first time a man has come to the ring to distract one of the girls.
Yeah.
Yes, D'Lo distracts Jackie and Luna picks up the win with a DDT.
She certainly does. Now, I wrote in my comments that Luna Vachon is wearing a drag queen staple of a leotard with a thick waist belt that does absolutely nothing.
Yes. You better
Luna
work.
Vachon, drag queen.
Drag queen, yes.
And also, at the end of the segment, I forgot to send you this photo, but Sable's titty is out.
I'm not surprised. Has there been an episode we've done yet where somebody's boob isn't out?
But, like, she's got tape or, like, a pasty on, but she's just sitting at commentary and just one titty is just out. The next night on Raw, we have a match. It is Jeff Jarrett with Debra versus D'Lo with Mark Henry.
Yes.
D'Lo says to Mark Henry, look, I know you want Debra, but I've got a girl who do what you want, when you want. And D'Lo introduces
Ivory.
We have the one, the only debut of Ivory.
Yes, our diva, our gorgeous, our stunning. And she comes down in the purple and red, which will get Mark into the bed.
It certainly will. We see the introduction of Ivory walking to the ring with this purple chiffon.
Yes. It's like a scarfy little piece of fabric that does nothing for her.
No. And is this her character?
I don't know. But
her character is, yes, I do offcuts at Spotlight.
Yes.
And I've just come straight from the fabric counter.
Very that. And I loved on commentary, I think Michael Cole was mentioning how this woman is beautiful coming to the ring. And then King goes, Cole, she's not your type. She's not inflatable. Stupid.
King also says, oh, I think we've seen her before. And it's because, like, a week or two earlier, she was one of the Godfather's hosts.
Oh my god, of course. Of course. But yeah, she comes down to the ring and Mark is like salivating over this woman.
Yeah. They're going to have to mop the ring before they start wrestling.
Honestly. But you know what? She goes to work straight away because in this match with Jeff Jarrett and D'Lo Brown, she knows her role at ringside and she distracts D'Lo. No, she distracts Jeff Jarrett for D'Lo to get the win.
Yeah. And then Debra and Ivory have a cat fight. Yeah, and the men have to split them up. And I noticed that when this happened, Debra's shoe is broken.
Oh god, I'm not surprised. She's falling apart, that thing. It's a debauchery, a Debra debauchery to that shoe.
Another Debra debauchery.
Another Debbie debauchery.
Yeah. And now a fun thing about the venue where Raw is for this episode, there is an adjacent hotel.
Oh.
And earlier in the day, there's a camera shot looking into one of the hotel rooms, and you can see Val Venis and Ryan Shamrock emerge from the shower in towels, going to the bed, and then the towels go floop.
Yep. He was shamming her rock with his cock.
Venus. Rocket number 9 take off to the planet Shamrock, Venus.
My
That's
god.
so stupid.
This whole storyline of like the Ryan Shamrock is just so funny to me.
And then the main event is X-Pac versus Kane with Chyna. Chyna interferes and slams X-Pac.
Yeah, she wants to fight the boys. She really wants to fight the boys. And I love it. We love to see it. We want her to fight the boys.
We do.
Yeah, we know she can hold her own in there.
Yeah. Well, that finally brings us to St. Valentine's Day Massacre But before we start discussing it, do you want to have a little break?
Let's go to a break. All right, we are back, and we are at the 1999 St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Now we're going to cover a few.
So many people were killed.
So many people were killed. It was a big massacre. We are covering quite a few segments within this pay-per-view, but the first one we're covering is King is in the ring, not to be confused with King of the Ring, and he said it wouldn't be Valentine's Day without a pretty girl.
Yeah.
And Debra comes to the ring, and he reuses a line that he's used in a previous episode that we've covered. Yeah. And he says, she's prettier than a tax refund.
Yep, and he also says, they say this lady doesn't have a lot upstairs, but what a staircase.
Stupid.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Are her legs the stairs?
I guess you gotta climb the stairs to get that pussy Tina bitch. I don't know. Fucking hell.
Same.
But Debra says that she has an offer that Ivory can't refuse, and she calls out Ivory.
Ivory's out with a purple chiffon scarf thing.
But it's a pretty fucking shit offer. So she offers to change the tag team title match into a, and I quote, I need to quote this, instead of a tag men match, make it a 6-men match.
and then Jerry Lawler's like, I think you mean.
Yes, I think you mean. Instead of a tag team title match, let's make it a 6-person intergender match.
Yeah. And Ivory's like, all right, let's do it. And then they start brawling.
Yeah.
And then the men come out, split them up, and Debra's shoe is broken again.
And then Ivory says that she will tear Debra's clothes off of her back. And the boys have to break up the fight. But it doesn't even end up being a 6-person tag. It's still a regular tag title match.
I was like, what was the point? What was the point?
I guess Debra was trying to get a swift one into changing it into a 6-person match instead of a title match. Yeah. And somehow it got changed back.
Before the match, Kelly's dad was like, is Ivory the antidote to Debra? So, before the match, Mark Henry presents Ivory with a Valentine's Day gift.
So cute.
Such a gentleman. He gives her a box of sexual chocolates.
A sexual chocolate. It's in that classic little red metallic heart box that they dug out of the prop room somewhere.
Yeah.
In Stamford, Connecticut. But yeah, the match isn't much of anything really.
No, so during the match, Debra tries to interfere, but Ivory stops her. Owen Hart breaks a guitar across Mark Henry's legs, and this takes Mark Henry out injured.
The man with the world's thickest legs, the strongest legs in the fucking world, gets taken out by a guitar. Can't walk.
No.
Can't walk.
And then that causes Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett to retain their tag team championships. But Ivory, is a woman of her word and rips Debra's top off.
I love it. Love it so much.
Yeah.
These cat fights.
So then we have an Intercontinental Championship match.
Yes, we do.
We have Val Venis versus Ken Shamrock with the badass Billy Gunn as our special guest referee. And I'm very confused because, Billy Gunn, his theme music is still the DX music. But we never see him with DX in, all of this.
No, not at all. And he's wearing, his Mr. Ass gear, is he? With the rep, I don't fucking know. Very confusing. We do have Lady of the Hour, Ryan. She is at ringside for this match.
Yeah.
And Ken Shamrock looks like he's going to get the win. He's got the ankle lock on Val. But she uses her forceful strength that she has to pull Val towards the rope, and that breaks up the ankle lock.
Yeah, and then Ken Shamrock goes out of the ring and confronts Ryan Shamrock and is like, why did you do this? Blood is thicker than water. And then
Yeah.
under his breath, you can literally hear him say, slap me. And then she slaps him.
She slaps him.
Definitely a thought that she came up with.
Oh my god, my note here says, Ken shelves Mr. Ass. I think I meant shoves.
Yeah. Billy Gunn gives a fast count. And Ken Shamrock goes after him and brawls with him. And then Billy Gunn comes down and attacks Val Venis for some reason.
Yeah, it was all very confusing. Because Ken shoves Billy, and then Billy hits Ken. Val gets the win with like a fast pin, and then Ken chases Billy out of the arena.
I don't know.
Ken beats up Billy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Who really cares about Ryan fucking Shamrock?
Not me.
Not me. I don't give a fuck about Ryan Shamrock. Is she even in the WWE encyclopedia? I doubt it.
I have it somewhere.
I doubt Ryan Shamrock is in that encyclopedia. I think it's only people that like competed in like competitive matches, right?
Maybe
and,
she
like,
does.
Managers. Maybe. Don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Is this going to be a Molly Holly moment where she comes out and she's Jazz?
She's actually Kelly Kelly.
Hello.
Okay.
Super.
And now our final match that we're going to discuss on today's episode. We have a mixed tag match, kind of. Not really, but kind of.
Yeah.
It is X-Pac and Triple H against Kane and Chyna.
Yes. And I loved watching. I watched this whole match. I really enjoyed it. And
I didn't.
I loved it because it like really proved that Chyna can like hang with the guys.
Oh, for sure.
She was like, she was like manhandling X-Pac. She was putting sleeper holds on them.
Yeah.
She was doing backbreakers. But then at one point, X-Pac tags in Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
And then Triple H comes in and like kicks her or hits her. And she like with velocity flies across the ring and like lands on the other side of the ring. She sold that like HBK would sell a punch from Hulk Hogan. Mm-hmm. She like jumped and flew out of the ring. It was hilarious. Yeah, very much that. But the match was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Kane and Chyna aren't really working very well as a united team. Kane keeps tagging himself in, and Chyna just wants to get in there and mess around with the boys. Not like that. Yeah. Though, to be fair, she has with both members of that team. But that's neither here nor there. At one point, X-Pac is outside of the ring and just decks Shane McMahon behind the announce table.
So funny. And then he starts chasing him. Shane starts like chasing X-Pac around the ring, and then they end up running out of the arena.
Triple H looks like he's about to pedigree Chyna, but Kane comes in and chokeslams Triple H for the win.
Yes. It was like very much he chokeslammed Triple H and then put Chyna over for the cover, but then there was no ref in the ring because the ref always gets knocked down in these situations. But then he came back in and did the... Then Chyna picked up a win over Triple H. How fierce.
Yeah.
I love that.
Literally. Well, that brings us to a close. Ellawarra, what is your takeaway from this week? What was your favourite moment?
I think my takeaway as a whole is whoever is in the writing room has no idea what the fuck to do with all the girls that they have there. And the only thing that they seem to know how to write is them interfering in a match and causing a win or loss. And they're like, oh, we've got this big one with muscles, so we'll put her in the matches, while the actual champion is just on commentary doing nothing with her nipple out.
So what was your favourite moment?
Honestly, I think this episode, meh. Probably, I enjoyed Chyna in the last match. I really enjoyed her physicality. I would say that was my favorite part of this because seeing
Wow.
the women wrestle is actually fun.
Yeah.
How about you? What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was also about that match. She had a gorgeous red manicure because she was teaming up with Kane, the big red machine.
Oh, that is so cute. That is so cute.
Yeah.
That she better than that green. Maybe it's because she was in DX. Maybe it's because she was in DX that she had that gross lime green on it.
That's exactly why she had the gross lime green manicure.
Oh, no disgusting square lime green nails. I'm glad that she got red. I'm so glad that she got red.
Bless. Well, Ellawarra, where can people find you on social media?
You can all find me on social media at Ellawarra everywhere, on every platform. What about you?
I am everywhere at the Stacy Queen, and you can also follow the Diva Dolls Pod everywhere you follow things at Diva Dolls Pod.
That's DIVA DIOLLS Diva Dolls Pod.
Yes, and if you have any complaints, please send it through to hidivas@divadollspod.com. That is an email address where you can send us questions or whatever you would like to send us, and we might even read it out here on the pod.
We will read it out because it'll be the only thing in our inbox. So please send us something.
Please send us anything.
Anything.
It's send us empty.
Send us like a picture, like a family photo. I want to see your family.
On that note, I'm tapping out.
I'm tapping out. I will see you on our next episode that comes out next Tuesday where we review Raw and SmackDown.
I look forward to it. I'll see you then, Diva.
See you then, Diva. Bye.
The Diva Dolls podcast is brought to you by Stacy Queen and Ellawarra. All names, photos, videos, and audio used in this podcast are trademarks and copyrighted materials owned by the WWE and TKO Group Holdings. This podcast is not affiliated with or endorsed by the WWE and is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only.
I touched my AirPod and it started playing again. I examined her!